What's up, everyone? The Gravekeeper here for another deck profile. So as everyone knows, the new ban list comes out February 13th, where floowandereeze actually did get hit by the ban list. Unlike tier elements, the floowandereeze did not get absolutely destroyed. Where tier elements got destroyed, they're barely playable starting the 13th. Floowandereeze is still playable, however, one card did get banned, which does make the deck awkward and not as good starting the 13th. This deck, I went, the best record I had at Regionals was 6 wins, 3 losses, 41st place. That was at Columbus Regionals in Ohio. I took this deck to 3 total Regionals, and that was the best I did. I also went to Michigan Regionals, went 4-4, and then Indiana Regionals in Indianapolis, I went 4-3-1. So let's get into the deck profile. So we got the 3 Rabina, 3 Eaglin. These are the heart and soul of the deck right here. You need Rabina, you need Eaglin for the deck to operate. We got the 1 Stree and the 1 Toucan. So keep in mind, when I went 6-3, 41st place, this deck was slightly different. I actually ran 2 Stree at the time. I ended up dropping it down to 1 Stree to make way for other cards that I needed against tier elements. After playing against tier elements a few times, I realized there was other cards I needed. And then, of course, we played the statue. But I didn't just played 1, I played 2 statues. The reason is because once statue gets out, once it gets outed by my opponent, there's really no way to cycle it back, so I go into a second statue. So that's it for the little birds. And yes, as everybody knows, statue is the card that got banned in this deck. Without statue, it's going to be, you know, a lot more difficult with my opponent having the ability to special summon. But there is a plan in the works for that. I'm sure everybody knows because at my last locals yesterday, it was the big talk of the town. Everybody knows about the Small World water statue combo. I'm going to try that and see if it works. We'll see, though. It's not going to be nearly as splashable, though, but we'll see how it works. And then I got the 3 D-shifters, take away the graveyard. 3 Impens, get over big boys, plus it negates monster effects. The 1 Mega Monarch, just to spin cards all over the place, and the 1 Mist Valley, just an army negation. These are my 4 boss monsters in the deck. So that's it for the monsters. Let's get into the spell and traps. 3 map and 3 event adventure. Having 3 event adventure basically gives me 6 maps because 9 times out of 10 when I play event adventure I'm searching map. Event adventure is so good. If I already have a map, I could always search out another bird depending on what the situation is during the duel. 3 Pot of Prosperity and 3 Pot of Duality. You know, it just allows me to go digging in my deck for cards I need. Prosperity allows me to look at the next 6 cards and pick one. Duality allows me to look at the next 3 cards and pick one. It's always the dream hand to open up with 1 Prosperity and 1 Duality in my hand, because now I'm going to go looking at my next 9 cards and pick 2 cards I want off the top of my deck. Very, very good. Prosperity and Duality is very good. 3D Fishers just to take the graveyard away, make it try to make it so my opponent can't play the game, pretty much, in the tier element format. 3 Dark Roller just to out the big boys. And then 3 Enemy Controller. Now, Enemy Controller, I didn't have this card in my deck when I went 41st place. Instead, I had 2 Book of Moon. The reason I went with Enemy Controllers is because at my last regional in Indiana, I played against Tier Element 5 times. I started off the tournament 3-0, and then my next 5 matches was against Tier Element, and then I ended 4-3-1. Tier Element kicked my butt. And I noticed when I was playing D-Fishers, D-Shifters, somehow those got mixed up, but when I was playing D-Shifters, D-Fishers, when I was playing my statues, not allowing my opponent to play the game, they would go into Baguska. Baguska would stop all my little birds and wouldn't allow me to play the game. So enemy controller was my idea. Switch to Baguska to attack position, then I can play the game. Yeah, Book of Moon would have flipped it face down, but enemy controller would switch it to attack position. If I wanted to, I could take control of one of my opponent's monsters. So I just found this to be the better option. Upped it to 3 just to improve my chances of outing Baguska, especially with Pot of Duality and Pot of Prosperity going digging would increase my chances of getting enemy controller. Also, Unexplored Winds, my 1 copy, would also help my chances. Just send 2 cards back, draw 2. So that's it for the spells. And then for the traps, I run the 1 Dreaming Town, allows me to play on my opponent's turn. And then the 3 Evenly Matches just to outboards. I can't tell you how many times I would do the Evenly Matches in Dark Holes just to outboards. People would get very mad at me sometimes, but hey, without these cards, birds cannot go second. I have to have board breakers for my birds to function going second. So that's it for all the spell and trap cards. Let's get into the side deck. So I had the 1 token just for show. So I ran the 1 Harpy's Feathers Duster, and then the 3 Cosmic Cyclones just for back row destruction. 3 Infinite Impermanents, mainly for the mirror match to stop the Egwin from getting the big bird. 3 Lightning Storm just for an additional back row hate, mainly, occasionally for monster hate. And then the 3 Harpy's Feather Storm with the 2 Trap Trick. Harpy's Feather Storm would make it so my opponent can't activate any monster effects their entire turn, and Trap Trick would just increase my chances of getting a Harpy's Feather Storm. If I open with Trap Trick, I can search Harpy's Feather Storm and activate it the same turn. So yeah, that's the whole deck profile. The extra deck is a little bit irrelevant. The only thing really relevant in the extra deck is mainly this card. The rest of it is just prosperity targets, mainly. Kind of flash it so you can see what's in it. Like, see, like this card, I can't make that. I can't make this. I can't make that. They're just in there as prosperity targets. The rest of the stuff I could potentially make, but I never did. I think really these are the only 3 cards I ever went into. This was just to out Zombie World, you know, because it pops a spell or trap card. But that's the whole deck profile. We will definitely try the Small World and Water Statue and see how that goes. If it doesn't go well enough to where it could potentially top and beat Kashtira, which I don't see it happening, but it doesn't hurt to try, then I'll be moving on to a new deck. And I hope you guys like my signatures. I got YUGIOH signature and Jaden's signature right here. Get your game on. Pretty cool. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all take care.